This is Alex at Timpano-percussion. Today talking about the Kolberg tambourine holder and a couple of options thereof. The tambourine holder is a real practical tool to have with your tambourine, with your Kolberg tambourine. Both cases here we have a mixed jingle tambourine. This is a brand new one. This is my own personal one. With two different kinds of 270 holders. The 270 holder, 270DX if I'm not mistaken, comes in a wood version that's slightly heavier and a metal version that's slightly slimmer. Both those holders, by the way, can work also for Chinese opera gongs or any other style of instrument that is circular and about the size of a tambourine. These can hold, these elastic bands that are on here can hold tambourines up to 14 inches. So, you know, you have quite some range. Okay, so why did I bring out the two versions, the metal and the wood version? Is simply because the metal version attaches slightly differently. Here you can see that there is a little hole in this holder, and you basically have to build a loop through that little hole with the elastic band. Then to mount it, never forget your holder or your damper, which can be used in two different directions. You can either use it with the thicker felt, or there is also a hard felt version that is harder, so you might actually hear it if it doesn't sit tightly enough. I've been automatically always been using the wool, the German felt, so to speak, attachment for it, and it's been perfect for me. Attach it in the right direction so that you have access to the wing nut so as to change tension on the head. And then you pretty much place it in here. Now I'll move the camera so you can see better. Here we go. Put some angle on there. And then it's about placing the holder correctly in the dead center, or as center as possible of the tambourine. Here we go, like this. I'm just presetting it so as to give myself the range to attach it, because these elastic bands are pretty sturdy, which is great because that's what we want. That's what guarantees a certain stability, of course. And then it's about putting them on. You saw earlier when I approached that there are these little nooks in there. In the holder, that's where the elastic band gets strung onto. Here you can see it a little closer. Now I've pulled the elastic band through the tambourine here and then onto that little nook there. And I'll do the same thing with the other two. And then this will hold on this side and on this side. At first, it is a bit of a rough and ready, maybe, for lack of better words. Here we go. Okay, let me see. There's a lot of tension on this one already. So I'll have to be maybe a little rough with it. Here we go. And now it's beautifully centered. As you can see, they all have tension on it. And then to help straighten it, this is now loose. I just give a bit of tension on there. Now it's pressing a little bit against the head, maybe a little too much, not too much dampening. And now you see how the holder sits in there. And then you can hold it no matter where you want. And a quite long finger roll pianissimo is already doable by just holding it and thus turning in your hand. Right, so that's quite practical. If you want to use it to play with two hands, no need to think for long and try many different things, just put that other felt on there, and now it stands freely. You can hold it. Right? So quite a bit of range. Now, from here, let me guide you into the complete combi stand that is available, because of course with Kolberg they come up with the instrument, or well, they didn't come up with the tambourine, but with their version of the tambourine they come up with holders, attachments, but then also how to put it on a stand. So what we need is this, what looks like a classic cymbal tilter. It is actually a classic cymbal tilter. It just goes onto the stand like this. I put it at this angle so I can into its little hole here, and now you see this is loose. So let me replace the camera a little bit again. Some extra announcing the brand new Iron Cobra 900 with the coral swirl in marble. And so thanks to the stand now, I can do an infinity roll. Right? So that's a possibility. Now with this angle also, what's practical is that it'll fall, the weight will lead away from you, if that's how I would use it. And then you can also right, just adds to the possibilities. Why did I bring the other version, the wood version? You can see what the difference is here. The elastic band doesn't go through a loop, but the loop is going through the instrument. And it has these two nails. Actually, the wooden version is a little lighter than the metal version, to be honest. But there's no good or bad there, I think. It's just a preference. I would also have to check what the price difference is. I unfortunately don't know that offhand. But then here, let me turn the camera a little bit again so you can see onto the table here. So attach it this way. Okay, now this one's good. And then I'll immediately go on to the other side. It's basically like tuning a drum again, right? So one side go to the other to create a equal tension. And I choose to start on the inner screw and then attach to the outer screw. Either way, it's either one or the other. Pretty straightforward again. Just trying to line them up a little bit here so that I can hit. There, maybe we'll do this. No, still not. Maybe I have to go here. Let me do it this way. That's the one thing that I just didn't do now, is line it up before attaching it. But as you can see, this is, once you've found out the trick, it's pretty easy and straightforward. One of the major, oh, and I forgot to put my dampener in. Fantastic. Okay, let me do this then. See, no problem, everything holds, nothing rips or breaks because it's made beautifully solidly. Of course, I am trying to be as careful as possible too, but sometimes, you know, when you do something in a bit of a rush, like this is not something you do during rehearsal, of course, but you can do it on rehearsal break or in between two pieces. Not during the concert on stage, preferably. I mean, everybody does what they want, but I wouldn't suggest it. And you see now it's attached here as well. I can loosen it up a little bit, so loosen up the screw and then put some more tension. Now it's nice and dry. And loosen it up for more skin sound. So what I was trying to say is that the tambourines made by Kolberg are made in a way that allows for quite a lot of space. You see these slots are quite big, quite wide. There's always 4 cymbals per slot, 4 jingles per slot. As they are now, because they're sitting on there, yes, they will dampen a little bit, but it's not much of a problem. There's, you know, the sound difference is not important enough, I find, for it to be problematic. Other instruments, other companies, technically, there is a possibility to mount that holder on there. I've come across that necessity in the past, and it's worked. But the slots, you know, certain companies build their slots tighter, and then it'll be hard. It'll be hard to fit the elastic through and have a full enough sound from the jingles. Okay, I hope this was helpful. So the 2 versions of the 270 DX, the DXU and the DX, are here. This one is in stock. This one is available at Timpano-percussion right now. You can see it on our website. This one we don't have in stock right now, but is available and can be ordered in ETA. Generally is about 3 to 4 weeks. So yeah, keep us posted. If there's any further questions, please don't hold back. You can always call at Timpano-percussion 514-528-9535 or send us a quick email, info@timpano-percussion.com. Check on our website, timpano-percussion.com. Ask for Phil, ask for Alex, any member here of the team, Erwan, Andrew, Robin, and Laurent. Everybody will be happy and able to answer. Thank you.